Welcome to Let's Try Axiom Verge. This game was released just earlier this year, I do believe, and in its being released, it was actually released to a fair bit of acclaim. The game is a metroidvania. It's been praised to high heaven for being absolutely fantastic. I know very little about the game. Which is why, then, this is a Let's Try. I did play a little ways into the game just to get a brief feel for the controls, make sure this felt like something that was even reasonable. But, to be honest, as far as what's going to be going on, especially much later in the game, I've got no idea. Right here on the title screen, we see a couple interesting things. Let's see here. Gamepad. When I played ahead just a little bit, I played predominantly with keyboard, and I discovered the controls to this game are actually rather complex. I'm instead this time going with a gamepad, and it's really nice because the game actually recognizes and supports my gamepad right off the bat. And for those of you who don't know, I do not use a Xbox 360 controller. I have a Logitech controller, and a lot of games are built to recognize and accommodate the 360 controller, but not mine. So it's actually rather nice that this thing even grabs mine right off the bat. I'm not going to mess with any more of that. There's a speedrun option, which I thought was neat. It's probably just the same game, only without cutscenes or anything. But without further ado, let's begin. Okay, that's where I was starting. Haven't done too much. I think I got up to progression, like the progression equivalent of maybe Spore Spawn in Super Metroid. But regardless, let's give this thing a go. Haha, not on my first try. Explosion blew my lab coat clear off. Okay, so we don't know what happened. We're scientist guy running around. We can jump pretty high for being a scientist guy. Got some goop in the way of that door. So do we have to go to the room to the left? Now, the art in this game is perhaps one of the most interesting things about the game. The Axiom Disruptor. Well, we got a gun! Yeah, look at that. Look at that gun shooting. You can jump and shoot. You can also shoot diagonally. As it said, you can also hold down the L1, I guess you could say, and you can shoot while standing in place. I still feel like the controls to this game get really complex, but having a controller helps considerably. But a couple things to mention about this game. Just a lot of neat things to mention about this game. For one of the most unique aspects about this game is the art, which it's pixel art, as you can clearly see, but they still use weird effects. Like, there's a slight distortion when my bullet hits, and like things explode into particles. That's not necessarily pixel art, but still looks really cool. The art itself, the art style, given the look of like the doors and the environment and some of the things you run into, actually reminds me a lot of H.R. Giger's stuff. Let's see now. Aside from the visuals, the audio is also a thing. Like, let me tell you, this game has got some mood music. We can blow up those now, so we can go through here. Got a little guy. Little dude running around a platform. This is a metroidvania, as I've mentioned before, and it's been said to be so great, in fact, that it would even rival the classics, so I'm looking forward to seeing where that goes. Got a little mini-map in the upper right-hand corner, so that's cool. You can also shoot down, which is nice. Don't remember if I cannot do anything. Enemies stay dead when you kill them, at least for a short while. I think you may have to go a room or two away? Or maybe it's something like... Or maybe it's something like if you kill all the enemies in the room, they'll respawn when you re-enter, but if you leave one, it'll remember that? I don't know yet. This game does take after the Metroids. I mean, obviously it's a Metroidvania. And by Metroidvania, I mean it's actually erring on the side of the Metroid in the Metroidvania, as opposed to the Castlevania side of it. And just having played what little bit I have, it seems to be more inclined to the original, like, NES Metroid. Because there's a lot of corridors that go one way or the other. And I found things actually starting to look a little samey over time. Like, it was hard to recall specifically which hull was which. These little red dots are health. Enemies will drop them when you kill them. They're more inclined to drop them if you're not full on health. And when you get close to these guys, the purple things stop and shoot. But they only shoot diagonally down, so they're honestly not much of a threat, as long as you know that. Oh no, I can't jump high enough to get over there. Let's see, there was also a door back there. Being a Metroid game, though, I'm at least reasonably confident there's going to be secrets hidden frickin' everywhere. So, like, I'm inclined to shoot everything I can in hopes that it is some kind of secret. Like, hey, is there something behind some of these? Goopy. The Nova weapon. Now that we have two different beams, we can actually select them with the right stick. And this button shoots out a single orb. I feel like it does about as much damage as your other weapon, but you can detonate it again part way. So it's good for like shooting around corners and stuff, but if you just want to like straight up shoot a thing, this is your weapon. Oh, and we actually have to use it here. I have no idea how many weapons there are going to be in the game later on. I feel like there's gonna be 9 total, if not 10. And that's gonna be really excessive. I actually have some minor things to mention about... I mean, I've mentioned a couple times already how complicated the controls seem. I've got a few points to mention on that, but I think I'll get to that later, actually. Wait until we got more what we can do. Oh, hi. Sup? This guy shoots a laser. He's generally unfriendly. We can't go up there. That stuff hurts you when you touch it, so that's cool beans. Let's see, select opens up the map. We did everything that way. We cannot go up, so our goal... Ah, I did not even see you. Well, you've learned what happens when you get hit. You kind of go, boo. Somebody give me some life. I'm hurting. Wrong button. I don't know if those little red things despawn or not. It'd feel a little bit silly for them to. Like, it'd feel a little bit silly for them to despawn, considering, like, everything generally despawns as soon as you leave the room. A little health would be super cool. Because I just jumped into, like, 3 of these guys. Oh no! Crap! Thought I made that jump. Okay, so yeah, we can totally get up there. We cannot get up there. I'm gonna wreck him. I did it somehow. That was reasonably unpleasant, and I'm nearly dead. Oh my goodness, thank you. I was hoping one of them would drop some life. Maybe it's just the size of the enemy or the toughness of the enemy or something, but like, man, those big guys drop the stuff. And you get over here, and that's a thing. Permanently increases projectile size for weapons. Now our bullets are a little bit larger, which means it's going to be all the easier to hit enemies. So that's cool beans. They leave like a goop over. Okay, so we still can't go up. So we can go back down. We can go back down, and I think I'm going to go back down, and I'm going to go save. And that will do us for this day. These are your save rooms. Press up when you're here. Until next time, everyone.